Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Oh When the Town. I'm Luke Gregory and here's what's coming up today. After a 5-0 defeat to Birmingham last week, Luton bounced back with a solid defensive display and a 0-0 draw against recently relegated Sheffield United. It's nothing to turn your nose up at. Maybe it could have been more. Maybe it could have been 3 points if we'd taken our chances. But look, I think a point after a 5-0 defeat at home can't go wrong. And today, as we're going into the international break, we discuss which player has impressed us most in these first 5 games of the season. Pataro seems to have one in his head already. So I guess I'll have a little chat about that today. And also, we answer your Instagram questions and plenty more. I've got Dave and Pataro with me on this bank holiday Monday. How you doing, boys? You all right?
Yep.
Yeah, wonderful, mate. I've been waiting for you for about, 5 hours, 6 hours? That's fine, mate. Where you been?
Cornwall, mate.
Oh, yeah, sunny Cornwall.
Had a nice little bit of time away in Cornwall.
Lovely.
And 6-hour drive home.
Not even worried about that.
No,
Not bothered.
it was good fun though. Nice to get away.
Don't care. Didn't invite us.
Well, either way.
Next time, mate, Dave. I might take you there for a nice weekend away. It's all right. Forget about this bastard.
It's fine. You can do it next week on international break.
Well, maybe.
Good though, football wise. You all right?
It's the lack of alcohol. Look,
Is he on the water tonight?
Yeah, mate. Well, lemonade. That's why it's gone down wrong. A bit of fizz. You can't handle it.
All right. His mark's going down till he stops dying. Sorry, mate. There you go. Sorry about that, everyone. Anyway,
no, sorry.
Pataro.
Dave was affecting my mind, not you.
0-0 Saturday.
Sorry.
Like I said in the intro there, after getting smashed last week, I guess we'd always taken a point there, wouldn't we?
Well, before the game, we was all saying to each other, we'll take a point today. But look, in the circumstances of how it went, I think maybe a point wasn't, should have got a lot more. Should have been 3 points.
Yeah.
But look, overall, in the grand scheme of things, yes, a point is a good result against Sheffield United. Wherever they may be in the table, that is irrelevant. Not it, Dave. But yeah.
Here's some 3-word review, just how you guys summed up Saturday's 0-0 draw in 3 words. Berry Hatter says much, much better. Kelvin Ward says wasn't 5-0. Richard says decent point that. Justin Palmer says should have won. Phil Oliver says much better defensively. Richard, everything but score. Callum says deserved all 3. And to be honest, everyone's kind of saying the same thing. Look, it's important defensive display. We much better, defensively, but we could have maybe nicked it.
Could have, should have.
Can we bring you back in now, Dave?
Yeah. Thanks for your concern, boys.
I did ask you to use the right, Dave, in all
Yeah,
fairness.
that's all right. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, viewers.
But so many positives compared to last week, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think we started quite brightly on Saturday. We had to because of the way we played against Birmingham. I think we had a really good opportunity in the first part of the game. And we were just solid the whole game through. In fact, I said most of the game, I couldn't remember Sluga having to make a proper save.
No. I think in the first half, I turned around and said to a couple of boys near me, I went, has there been a shot on target in this game so far? I think the first
there
half,
wasn't.
I don't think there was a single shot on target, was there?
No, but that's a testament to how well we defended. You could say our attackers could have done a little bit better, but we did create a chance or two in the first half.
Yes.
And I just felt we were just a little bit better than we were last time, and I didn't think that Sheffield were going to win the game until the last 10 minutes when I felt we might be backing off a bit too far. As usual, when we get to that 0-0, then you know that goal goes in that late, it's game over.
There's always that feeling, though, in the back of your mind.
Yeah,
Always.
but I mean, apart from that, I genuinely didn't think they troubled us too much.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Like I say, first half, not really. Well, there was no chances really, but apart from maybe one, Adebayo maybe could have hit the target. Probably should have hit the target and maybe could have scored. But look, apart from that, I think it's obviously testament to our back four and holding midfielders and whoever else, Osho and the rest of them. But no, look, like I said, first side, they're a good side. They've got probably about £100 million worth of talent in that side. Everyone knows it. This is the thing. Everyone knows this.
So true.
They brought on Brewster, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't
That's sweet. £28 million.
Yeah.
Something like that. Stupid. But
and he's only scored like 1 goal.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Madness.
Obviously, proves not that good, isn't it? Realistically. But no, I mean, but the first half, we were all happy with it. We sat there going solid. You know what I mean? I think the first 10, 15 minutes, it was a bit sort of like, how are we going to start? Obviously, we grew into it after that. And I think up till half time, from 15, 20 minutes onwards to half time, I think we were the better side. They might have had all the possession, but it was in front of us. You know what I mean? You could stop it. It's easy enough to deal with. But a second half, obviously, that's a completely different story. We turned the table. That was it. Attack, attack, attack. Beautiful.
I think when we stopped showing all the respect that they thought they should have got, it was much, much better. Second half, we were totally in control. And you know what? A lot of their fans turn up, as usual, teams like Luton, we should be beating these on paper there.
Oh, don't. Yeah,
and,
I've seen a few of that.
So a little bit of disrespect there, but, we're used to that. Yeah, and I think after we got going and after Adebayo's header, which I thought he was going to score, he just a couple of inches higher of a jump, and he jumped anyway.
Yeah. I think he took his eyes off the ball, didn't he? I think the defender was in front of him and took his eye. But anyway, whatever. But yeah, should have been.
So yeah, it was. I think the best thing about it was it's so much better than the Birmingham game, and it's probably a sort of equivalent to the last 20 we had at West Brom. We just were going for it in the end, and it's just a shame we didn't get that goal.
I guess it couldn't have been much worse than the Birmingham game, though, could it? Going into that.
Well, you'd hope not.
But there's always that fear in the back of your mind, though. I mean, look, however negative this sounds, and people might go, oh, come on, man. But look, after that Birmingham game, it was a reality check. I didn't think it would happen again, but I did genuinely think that, obviously, because Sheffield United hadn't won a game as well.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? Yeah.
Getting battered 5-0. It's always different when you lose 5-0 as your team. And, obviously, the reaction is key. Obviously, we did react, and we played well, but in the back of my mind before the game, I was sitting there going to people, I'm not too sure about it. I mean, I'd take a draw. But on the ground, like I said, on the thing, like the whole scheme of it, we should have taken the 3 points. You know what I mean? It's just
because it was a former Premier League team, and you expect them to be possibly a lot better than our standard. Yeah. And because of the money they've spent on their players, you sometimes sit there and go, well, we will be lucky if we get a result today. But off the back of a 5-0, you're even panicking a little bit more that, if we concede one, are we going to concede more than that? So I was quite delighted with the performance, actually.
Yeah, that's it.
I think it was like you said earlier, though, going into that last 10 minutes. Obviously, I weren't at the game, I was working, but I was looking on my phone because my messages weren't coming through from you giving me score updates, and I just kept refreshing Sky Sports, and I was like, I'm just fully expecting to say, Luton 0, Sheffield United 1 in these last 10 minutes, and I was
because we defend in them situations when you think you've got it, we start defending deeper and deeper and deeper, and the law of averages say that your opposition is going to get at least one chance in a game. Yeah, and in the past we've let them in, haven't we? And it's been devastating, and it's been devastating results. But Saturday, I generally didn't think Sheffield were going to score. Not until the last 10.
Sheffield United. Let's call them Sheffield United.
Sorry, Sheffield United. Fair enough. Thanks. The other team's not even in our division, is it?
We did put the ball in the net on your Dinma with a great little finish.
A brilliant finish.
Given offside. I've only watched it back once. It's quite hard to tell from the main camera one angle if it was actually offside or not. But look,
I didn't.
It probably was.
I didn't notice the flag. I didn't. From where I sit, it's impossible to tell.
Right at the time, I haven't watched it back. Obviously, I don't know. Obviously, it probably was offside, but
good finish.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Nice ball over the top, great touch, great finish, and I thought that's a goal. And as soon as the line put his flag up, I'll be honest, I was sat there cursing, sat there standing, whatever, same difference. I was cursing. I genuinely thought that he came from an onside position, but look, you don't know.
Do you know what? At the time, I said the same. I thought he'd run through. The officials on Saturday, the referee in particular, I wasn't overly impressed with.
No, it was shit.
So much.
That's it. Everyone seems to said that every game this season, that the officials have been terrible.
Well, I genuinely thought he was. He wasn't giving us anything, and he was making some ridiculous decisions. A couple of fouls right down in the corner, but where we are, there was one push on one of our players. I can't remember who it was at the time. And I'm thinking, how the hell has he not blown that for a free kick? And then he gave a free kick the opposite way, and you're thinking, what do we have to do? And so no, I didn't think it was very good at all. The official was not good, but we can't blame them for not scoring a goal.
Oh no, of course not.
It
would be nice if we have some decent officials every now and then, though. But look,
I think we'll get them, and I think we probably have had them. We are very partisan, aren't we? We always want our team to do well, and you see a foul that probably isn't a foul sometimes. But on Saturday, I thought he could have given us more.
Yeah, agreed.
And Harry Cornick had a glorious chance. I saw this come through on Luton's Twitter. Obviously, I had the notifications on, and every now and again they would pop up. And this one said chance Harry Cornick off the bar, and I think I text you saying, has he just missed a sitter? Because
there's two ways of looking at it. At the time, in real time, I thought, how did he not score? If he'd have struck it first time, and did he take a touch? Didn't he? If he'd have hit it first time,
5 touches, I think.
If he'd have hit it first time, the defender wouldn't have been anywhere near the ball. The goalkeeper would have been nowhere near the ball, and he'd have had a time. It would have gone in. He just took a touch, and for me, if it had just taken it earlier, we'd have scored the goal. And he really cracked it against the bar as well.
That's what I was going to say. To be fair to him, we've been very critical of his finishing in the past. I feel he's done everything right there. He's got some height on it. He's tried to lift it. There's times like that Preston away game when he got through 1-on-1 and he just slotted it along the floor. At least this time he's gone, you know what, high into that top corner. The keeper's not getting there. And I guess you could just say that's just a bit unlucky.
Well, it's underside the bar down on the line, wasn't it?
This is it. But at the same time, right, the thing that's upset me is not the fact that he's missed it. He shot and missed it, because I'll be honest, for me, the defender's done great work there.
Yeah,
fantastic defending. But the thing that's upset me is he hasn't looked up, and not only is I'll be honest, I'm going to sit here and say this. I'm not just blaming Harry Cornick for this. I'm blaming Alan Campbell, because people say, oh, he should have squared to Campbell. But if you watch Campbell's movement, he doesn't fucking move forward. He just stands there. If he moves forward another 2 yards and goes, gives me the ball, screams for it, he's not done that. Cornick's not saying it, right, maybe should have looked. But at the same time, Campbell has... I'm not sitting there going, oh, blaming whoever. It doesn't matter, because that's completely irrelevant now. But Campbell should be there, give it a little jog on. Go on, give me the ball, run in there. Because Adebayo's another one as well. He was also there for a square. If he comes back a little bit sharper, we score there. Maybe Campbell doesn't realise what Adebayo's doing, and there's no communication. That's what it seemed. Lack of communication. And he's decided to take it on himself, and he's obviously cracked the bar or whatever. So
a better chance if he squares it, but you can't. He had a good old strike at the ball. Disappointed he didn't score.
Yeah.
But I'm not sitting there blaming him for that. He'd give it a go. I think if he just hit it a little bit earlier, the gap would have been bigger. The goalkeeper would have been nowhere near it, and the defender wouldn't have been able to get across to him. You take a couple of shots, you take a couple of steps. Then you give them a little bit more of an opportunity, don't you?
That's it. You try and turn the defender inside out as well. It didn't work.
And let's be fair. We're talking inches, aren't we? We're not talking. It's underside of the bar. It wasn't. It wasn't over the top or on. Straight back.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, very sad.
I guess that's what I meant as well, though, with that type of finish, is that he's done everything correctly with that finish. I think, maybe he could have hit it first time. But with the time he had and the space he had in that exact moment, if he would have put that along the floor and the keeper would have caught it, everyone would have been... Then you could sit there and go, no, that's a bad miss. But the fact he's gone high, it's beaten the keeper and it's just hit the bar, I think you just go, you know what?
Again,
maybe it just wasn't meant to be on Saturday.
When you analyse it, when you can post-match analyse anything, you can look at at everything and go, oh, look, Campbell was in a better position. Adebayo could have made a bit more of an effort. But in real game time... I thought he should have scored. I think, you look up, shoot, goal.
Yeah, and also...
Because I didn't really see how clear Campbell was until I saw it on TV.
I'm behind there, so, you know what I mean? But for me, it was... Like I said, the defender done very, very well. Stayed with him, didn't give him an inch. He stayed within half a yard to a yard. Quite tight to him, but not too tight. And look, they're the kind of things you look at and you go, it's good defending, but like I say, he's... With that finish, that elevation, he tries to get on the ball. That's the reason he hit the post, because he tries to whip it round the defender or whatever. Obviously, because you hit it straight, it's going to hit the defender anyway. The defender's in the way.
Like I keep saying, strike it a bit earlier, the defender's not there.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying also is from the defender's point of view.
Yeah, he done well.
It's, you know what I mean? It's one of those ones, I think, you get the opportunity 6 times out of 10 you score.
Yeah.
7 times out of 10 probably. You get the odd few that you don't.
Did you see West Ham's first goal at the weekend against Palace? It was played down the left-hand side to Antonio, and they did like a nice little 1-2 twice.
Yeah.
And it was so beautifully finished. I know obviously they're Premier League players and you can't compare, but sometimes you think that composure West Ham showed in that final third, if we could maybe show a bit of that and like have that awareness of there's going to be someone, like you said, maybe Campbell is bursting forward, maybe you would get more goals from chances like that.
Oh yeah, 100%. But like you said, the Premier League players as well. I mean, look,
don't forget we was up against a really
This is what I was going to say,
team,
and also we're still learning as well. We're still trying to gel. We can't be too critical. Obviously, I know we like to be critical on occasions, but look, from Luton's point of view on Saturday, is we're still gelling. I said no, it's not an excuse for sometimes for absolutely missing a sitter, but we all walked away from there. We were happy with, not happy with the point as such, but we were happy that we played so well. And we did play well. We created the opportunities. We created all the clear-cut opportunities. Smooth enough to make a save. So, from our point of view, also another clean sheet.
Yeah, the performance was great. The performance in the end was great and much, much better. And just disappointed we didn't just nudge one in to take the 3 points. However, I think if you look back for the pre-season, and I think we may have put out a poll, how many points you want from the first, how many games you played? 4?
5.
For first 5 games of the season. And most people said 7.
Well, yeah, I mean, we look at, you say, didn't you, we take draws, for example, against, the first home game, we always went the 3 points.
Well, win the first, yeah. First,
West Brom, you would have taken the draw, but the realism of it is you're probably not going to get anything out of that game, which we didn't. And then who was it after that? Barnsley. We're taking a point. We got 3 points there.
Yeah, exactly. And people would have said we could. I don't say should. We could have done better against Birmingham. So you'd like 3 points from a home game, and then you worry about the relegated Premier League teams. So you know. So
if you swap it around, maybe the Barnsley and the Birminghams or whatever,
it's not a bad start. It's not a bad start
whatsoever.
And it could have been better. That's the thing. It could have been better.
I think I did look at them opening 5 fixtures, and I thought if you can win 2 out of 3 of your home games there is solid, and then pick up points away.
Yeah, well, this is it.
So I don't know. I'm not. Look, obviously, you can't be disappointed. Look, we're sitting 12th in the table.
It's early days.
2 wins, a draw and 2 losses.
There's lots to come yet. There's lots to come, and there'll be lots of twists and turns.
It's just I hope that when we do lose, we don't lose in the fashion like we did against Birmingham.
No, I don't think we will.
I hope we put up a fight.
I genuinely don't think we're going to get battered in that way again. I generally don't. I think. You know, we're in good stead. There's no reason why we can't push along from here. As long as we don't get dragged down into the bottom half of the table, you know, that's the most important thing.
And they're still learning. That's the main thing as well. Like we say, I think John Still used to say, and obviously I still love the guy, John Still. What a man, top man. But like he always used to say, you don't judge a team by the first couple of games. You give them 8 to 12 games. And this is what we need to start looking at. After 8 or 12 games, then we'll know where we are.
Yeah.
And we'll know if we're going to be up the top of top half of the table, or we're going to be like floating about.
Well, we said
I don't care if we're floating about. It doesn't bother me as long as we're not, we're not down there and we're not conceding shit goals. Let's face it as well. We've kept 3 clean sheets now.
Yeah.
3 clean sheets out of 5 in the Championship. That's not an easy thing to do. All right, we might have conceded 8 goals or whatever, but 3 clean sheets.
Yeah. You even say conceding 8. That Birmingham game, if we hopefully say that was a freak one-off, and then you look at West Brom, you think West Brom put 4 past Sheffield United the following week,
Yeah. And they scored a lot of goals.
And we nearly got something out of that game.
Yeah.
You know,
like I said the other week about West Brom, I called it. I think the day after they won 4-0, whatever, I said they will put 3-4 against teams that are classed as better teams than us. And they did it.
No, you look at the table, you look at who's up the top end now. Mm-hmm. Fulham are the ones that are looking pretty decent already. Yeah. But
to be honest, Fulham come down and you're looking at them going, if they don't bounce straight back with Mitrovic up front to start.
Exactly.
They spent 13 million on Harry Wilson.
Yeah.
Well, they should, but at the moment, all I say to you is that I've never seen one team be the first 3 games season stay top of the league for the whole season. It doesn't happen. They might go back up and might come back down. They might, But, the top half of the table is going to change quite a bit.
Tell you what, QPR were tipped by quite a few at the end of last season. They've started really well. Yeah. Rob Dickey's got 4 goals at centre-half.
The guy is
let's hope that don't continue.
I hate it, though. He's so good, I hate it.
Instead of a player focus today... Oh, by the way, that's the first time I mentioned this. Producer Jacob's having a day off.
Why?
He's given us no running order.
So you're making it up as you go along?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that's how professional he is.
Fairness,
producer Jacob's gone to visit his girlfriend Alice in Kent.
Oh, how sweet.
So he texted me on the train today, said, I've done some Instagram questions and that's it. I was like, thanks mate, you're fired. You're fired for your
Cheers, Jacob.
voluntary job.
Top man.
But today we're going to focus on which player in these first 5 games has impressed you most. Because obviously we've had these 8 new signings. Obviously it's deadline day. Well, as you're listening to this, it'll be deadline day today. So hopefully we can get some players in, potentially. But who's impressed you out of this squad in these first 5 games? To be honest, I can't have much of an opinion. I've only seen us live twice this season.
I've got one.
You gave me a name beforehand.
Yeah, I've always been. I've been raving about him since the beginning of the season.
Pelly?
Yeah, good one, mate. He's probably been a worse player, but never mind. I'm going to chuck that one out. He
Love you,
has,
Pelly.
but never mind. Anyway, but no, I mean the one player that stood out for me all season. I think every single game, even against Birmingham, he weren't great, but I still think he stood out a bit more than some of the others. But Amari Bell has the consistency so far.
He's been solid.
Real player. What a side. If I tell you what, if he carries on like that over the next 40 odd games or whatever, what a signing. What's a signing.
To be fair, from the 2 games I've seen this season, or the 2.5 because I watched half of Peterborough and I follow. I thought Bell's looked quite solid. Barnsley, I thought he was great. Obviously, got the goal, and it does kind of feel he's a different kind of left back to Dan Potts.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think you can compare them two because I think we all know about what Dan Potts brings. I don't think it's athleticism or anything like that. Good in the air and whatever. But for me, Amari Bell is more complete than a lot of players. He looks more complete. I'm not saying he is because look, it's the first 5 games, but he looks more complete than most of them players out there. Confidence. He never gives the ball away either.
In the same way,
people.
I agree with you. I mean, he has been a strong player, but in the same way, we're saying you can't judge our results and our team in the first 5. I don't think you can judge a player in that amount of time. I don't think we've seen the best of all of our players at all.
Oh no, nowhere near.
So I'd say Amari Bell, yeah, absolutely. I quite like Clark's performance when he's been on the pitch. I can't wait to see him back in the team after that atrocious injury. So I think he's played well. And your mate Fred, he's done all right, and when he's played. Whatever his second name was, Luke.
Fred on your Denmark. He's smash it now.
There we
go. Smash it.
So I think Bataro's nailed it with probably our best showing this season, but I'm sure other people might make a different opinion.
And also another thing as well, obviously, I know he hasn't, he's played I think in 4 of the games this season, won the cup or whatever else, but I think Osho needs a round of applause as well, because for me, Osho,
I've seen a few people say that.
He's starting to stand up, and you look at him. We think last season, obviously, we didn't see him play. He was out on loan, and we thought, is this guy actually good enough? I think what the small little glimpses of what we had seen, he looks all right. But I mean, okay, he's not in 1 or 2 of the games. He's not exactly beat. He's put a couple of mistakes in. Sorry, he's made a couple of mistakes, should I say? But I tell you what, this boy wants to win. He wants to win that ball back. I tell you what, if you've got the mentality like that, the rest will come with him. Trust me. Do you know what I mean? The rest will come to him. Brilliant. He's athletic. And do you know what? When he played I think he played holding midfield, didn't he, on Saturday? That's one of the best performances I've seen in a holding midfield role.
Would you rather him there than Glenn Ray?
Oh, yeah. Me personally, yes.
Exciting young player.
Yeah. And he'll develop. And let him develop.
We can keep saying we're still learning, but how long do you let your players learn? That's the other worry you have, isn't it? So...
well, I think as youngsters, you're always learning, aren't you? That's the thing.
If you're good enough to get a position in the first team, then you should be good enough to play in this division. So, he's performed well. I quite, if you go back, was he subbed at the Birmingham game?
Who, Osho?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I know Kioso was.
Kioso was, yeah. So there are some people that, haven't impressed me yet.
I don't think Osho played against them.
No, he didn't, did he? No. I just think when you think about the squad, and I was excited by our signings, and for them, I mean, Campbell, when he's in the game, he's pretty awesome.
He was pretty good on Saturday.
When he's in the game, he's pretty awesome, and I want him to be that good every week.
We haven't really seen the best of Alan Campbell yet, though, either, have we?
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
he has had I wouldn't say like a tough start to the season, but I guess we haven't seen him in like full confident, flowing, peak mode, have we yet?
No, I don't think it helps the fact that he's not got a steady midfield in with him as well. I mean,
yeah.
We've had to sort of like scrimp and scrape a little bit at the bottom of the barrel from central midfielders this season. I mean, I think the only 2 that really that that are going to start every week is Pelly and Campbell. Other than that, I mean, obviously Osho, fucking hell, Osho. It's like me and you and Fred, sorry. But yeah. But no, I mean...
Apart from my one Tyler to say, Bosch shows 4 letters.
But you know, what you're saying is true. I don't think Pelly's been...
Just had to check it was 4 letters.
Thank goodness. We're 2 imbeciles this evening. Pelly's not been performing to his strengths.
Well, that's what I was going to say next.
I'll tell you what, he hasn't performed at all this
Who
season.
in these first 5 games have you looked at and thought, I've expected maybe a little bit more?
I'll be honest, even though I like to joke and take the piss out of Pelly saying he gives the ball away all the time, I'll be honest, I've been disgusted with his performances so far.
He hasn't been brilliant. He hasn't been brilliant.
I don't think it's nowhere near good enough.
But it's early doors.
Yeah, no, of course. But look, with Pelly, you know, like if you're going to start every single game, for me, it's like he can put a foot wrong every single 20 minutes or whatever, and he won't get out of the team. Whereas other players will get punished for that. They'll get taken out of the team. I think he gets a bit more protected than some of them. But are
we in a position at the moment though with Pelly where it's like, if he doesn't play, who fills in for him?
Well, this is another thing, isn't it?
If Lansbury's injured, who fills in for him?
But Nathan's looking for another one. He said there's one more to come, didn't he? Well, we'll know that tomorrow then, won't we? Or today, if you're listening. We'll know if he's got someone in.
The thing is, like I said, maybe I'm a bit harsh on Pelly sometimes. Like I said, maybe disgusted is a bit, it's a bit far-fetched. But sometimes I've just sat there and thought, like, we know you give the ball away. Obviously, you have different attributes, like, maybe, but defensively, he's not a defensive-minded player, is he? And for me, Campbell should be playing the role that he's playing and Pelly should be playing further forward. But look, I'm not a football manager. I don't know what I'm talking about, clearly. But look, I just talk shit on a Monday night. That's what I do. No, it's true. There's a lot of people sit there.
No, it's true. Honestly, I just talk shit. Honestly, it's just so true.
You know what I'm saying, though? I'll just come out and say I don't care because at the end of the day, it's my opinion, but whatever. But look, what I am saying is I feel sometimes he gets protected too much. And obviously because of the name. And
because of the legend status he has, you mean? True. It's because he's been with us so long, he'll probably... we talk about the trust of the manager. He's certainly got that, hasn't he? But on his day, when he's having a great game, he's a good player.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you're hoping that comes back. I'm disappointed we haven't seen more of Mendes Gomez. Mm-hmm. I'm disappointed we haven't seen more of him because he was an exciting prospect.
He was about to come on the other day and he got told to go and put his shirt back on.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
but I was disappointed, and you've got to think to yourself, let's hope that's not another player that we've bought and then we don't use and then we palm him off on someone else.
I think he'll get. He'll get his chance, won't he? And it's just the matter of when it's right for the moment for him to come on and take his chance. I'm sure he's going to do that.
By the way, when we was mentioning players that have performed quite well this season, we didn't mention our goalkeeper, who has been pretty solid and made some fantastic saves. So
he started off a bit shaky, didn't he? But he's come into his own a little bit.
I
think it's having the crowds back as well. I know it might sound a bit stupid, but I do genuinely feel he got a bit nervous with the crowds there.
Well, from near that Peterborough own goal.
Yeah, but after that, just think of some of those saves he made at West Brom. And,
a bit ropey at West Brom, but he made some good saves.
He made some brilliant saves at West Brom.
Here's a question for you about Sluga then, which is kind of completely off topic, but I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. Obviously, he was our record signing. Is he still our record signing?
Yeah, I believe so.
How much profit have we made on Sluga now, do you reckon, if we were to sell him?
Well, so he bought him for what, 1.35 was it? 1.4, something like that.
Do you reckon get like 3 to 5 mil for Sluga?
I reckon 3 to 4 million now. I think he's worth. But look,
I think players are massively overvalued these days. Obviously, because of the money in the Premier League.
But we'll go on football in terms of David. Football in terms and financials now. We'll go on that. I know what you're saying, because honestly, the football,
I know, but
even paying £500,000 for someone's fucking ridiculous.
The reason, but then you talk about this money situation, and I look at it and go, well, it's far too much anyway. And then I have no thoughts on the value of our players, none.
Well, here's a question then for you listening or watching right now. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment below. How much do you think Sluga would be worth now? How much profit we made on him? 5 mil? And if you're listening,
then would you
tweet
sell
us? No, I wouldn't sell him. No, but it's just
so you make no profit until you sell him.
But the only thing is though, if you look at someone like Sluga and everyone, well, obviously it doesn't matter what we all think, but like if Sluga was now 5 million, you kind of think Luton's model is then working, that you're signing a player for £1 million, selling him for 5. That's what you want. And then that's what you look at Mendes Gomez in 3 years' time. You maybe think if he can sign him for whatever we sign for, less than £1 million, Mendes Gomez? Was it
I
over a
think
mil?
$500,000.
Yeah, I'm reading about 500,000 to 600,000 roughly, maybe
But
even less.
Now, if you can spend that on a player,
unconfirmed though, wasn't it? It was unconfirmed.
and then him in 3 years be worth 7 mil.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's the model we want, and that's the model how we're going to be self-sustainable.
And that's the
to
model
stay in
when
the Championship.
when we get to Power Court. That's the model that's going to push us onto the Premier League.
Do you know what? So, I hate to say it, but Peterborough are similar in the way that we do business. They like to get players in, and I don't want to compare us to because obviously let's not go there. You know what I'm saying?
No,
though?
but
some
clubs do it right. Yeah, some clubs do it right.
And that's you've got to give them as well.
And then you've got those clubs that have just come down on the parachute payments that push their money where they need to get back to the promised land.
Have you seen the Scummers are about to sign Moussa Sissoko from Tottenham?
They've signed him already, haven't they?
They signed him.
They played yesterday. Fucking awesome.
How are they affording them wages?
I don't. How much is that? See, I'm out of that one.
He must be. He must be like 70, 80k.
Don't they get just
madness?
Don't you just for being in the Premier League something like 169?
Yeah, but how is that
pounds.
sustainable?
Well, it's not sustainable if they don't stay up. So let's hope they get relegated.
This is the thing. They could be in a bit of shit,
and when they finally end the unfairness of parachute payments, then people should then live to their means. None of the top clubs live to their means.
Anyway, we don't want to talk about Watford anymore.
Well, you started it.
I did. I was just mind blown by that.
And I didn't even call them that.
But either way, it is deadline day. Then we are expecting potentially one player in. I think Nathan Jones has said. Although he's always saying if something special comes up, it works and it fits, then why not? It's not going to be Dewsbury Hall. Brendan Rodgers has confirmed that.
Well, he got a Premier League debut the other day, and good luck to him. He was really good.
He nearly got an assist. Did you see?
No, I haven't seen it. No.
Ian Atcho completely fucked it.
You two are swearing again, aren't you?
Sorry.
Excuse me, David. No, I haven't.
Ian Atcho completely cocked it up. Is that allowed?
Well, I don't know, but what I was going to say about Dewsbury Hall, actually, when he played for us, he was great. When he come on the podcast, he was fantastic, and we only wish him well. Unless he's playing us, then I want him to have a terrible game.
Are you hoping that this signing tomorrow or today is a big name? Like, is this going to be a signing that's going to be our player, not a loan, like a proper big name signing?
Yeah,
let's go splash. Let's go splash 1.5 mil. Don't know where we'll get it from, but if we have it, let's do it.
Yeah, but who do you get for that?
That's the exciting thing.
You've been talking about stupid money for players, and if people know you've got a bit of cash, they ask you for more. It'd be more interesting. I mean, you've got to think that obviously Danny Hilton's going to go, surely.
Well, you'd probably think so, yeah. But off the wage bill, compared to, say, like a 1.5 million player, like you're saying, if it was to be some, for example, I think the wages be far more significant than a Danny Hilton. Do you know what I'm saying? Without
you're better to look. You're better to look for a player out of contract, and then bring them in and spend the money on their wages.
No, I can't see us spending big personally. No.
We're not going to.
I think we probably spent about £2.5-3 million, haven't we? And all the transfers we made so far.
Do you know what I could kind of see happening on deadline day is like
nothing.
No,
literally nothing. We'll be sitting there, and it'll get to 1 minute before it finishes, and you think we've signed nobody.
And at 3 a.m. Ooh, Luton completed.
I think we'll go out and we'll spend like £1 million on the centre mid, and then I think we'll do a madness loan.
Do you reckon?
From the Premier League?
No. Well, I hope you're right. You haven't got any inside information.
No, I have no inside information.
No one's coming to us from Brentford.
No. Not as far as I'm aware.
He's not allowed.
I heard Norgard said he don't like it in West London.
Can you imagine?
And I thought Ivan doesn't like the Premier League.
But
it may speak to him.
I'm just thinking that's what I can see happening.
Well, I hope you're right, because it'll be exciting.
I do generally feel we're going to sign one player tomorrow. And I don't know about a big signing, like a big sign, but I think it's going to be an experienced signing in the Championship. Central midfielder has to be a central midfielder. That's where we're lacking. We need competition for places. I mean, with Berry obviously being out as well. Obviously, Osho's going in there. He's doing a grand job, though. Like, fair play to him. Look at me, grand job. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, though? But look, we need someone in that midfield who is going to take control. Another leader. We need a leader in that midfield.
I'm going to leave the transfer talk to you two, because you know loads more than I do. All I want...
No, we just make out all I
want is, if we're going to sign someone that's going to come in and be straight in the team and be really, really strong. And you're right, it was so obvious against Birmingham, and it's been obvious that we do need that fighter in midfield.
We've been linked with that Morsey from Middlesbrough. I don't know much about him. A few people on social media said he's a walking red card, apparently.
Oh.
Did he get sent off against us last season? Actually, no, I think we got a red card, didn't we? Ignore that.
Can't remember, mate.
A walking red card, that's not the sort of player you want, though, is it?
But in all fairness, he's the ex-Wigan one, isn't he? Yeah.
No, it isn't, because, you bring him in, he gets sent off.
It means he's a fighter, Dave.
Well, he might be a fighter, but how often does he go?
No, but this is the thing, right? I think players like that, you can sort of like go up to him and you can give him a little talk, depending on the character that, character that he is and the character that you are. Say for Nathan Jones, for example, fighting fire with fire. It might not be a bad thing. Just control him a little bit.
No.
I'm just trying to see how many red cards he's actually had.
He's going to say.
That's another who's played for Barnsley, though. Very fitting. Is he going to tell me how many red cards he's had?
Probably
Let's guess. 3.
Oh, it doesn't tell you.
Probably in the last 2 years, yeah. I don't know, look, but in all fairness, I'm sure he's the same guy that used to play for Wigan, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's
155 games for Wigan between 2016 and 2020. He then signed for Middlesbrough. He's made 31 appearances, 1 goal.
Why are they getting rid of him?
He's 29. So it could be one that could be good. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Trust the management. That's
at the same time. I think this says more about where we are as a club now as well. Also, because look, that's a player that Middlesbrough went and snapped up. The mighty Middlesbrough. And all of a sudden, all right. Not saying he's cut it, Middlesbrough. I don't know, but what I'm saying is, 3 years ago, we'd be signing players. Has-beens that are past it, 33, 34 years of age. Not that that's an age. Not saying anything like that. But what I am saying is, we sign has-beens that live off reputation of scoring 1 goal in an FA Cup semi-final or quarters. Yeah. Or do you know what I'm saying? Or an injured player.
It's like,
for example, I like McManaman.
Craney,
exactly.
Tunnicliffe.
Yeah.
You look at you signing them players, and now it's kind of like we've upped it, and we're now signing players that are still young and hungry and want to improve and have already kind of like had their big move, like
and not hit their potential.
Like you said, Amari Bell was at Fleetwood before.
Brilliant
Blackburn.
Fleetwood, yeah.
And it's like you said, Blackburn would have signed Amari Bell at the time and gone, this is a brilliant signing because he's played so well for Fleetwood. So it's just finding them players. They're going to come to us and have their chance to have a fresh start and push on. And that's, if we can get one like that tomorrow, that'd be brilliant.
And not always does it work out for a player also. We need to remember this as well. It might work out at a certain club, it might work out with us. And we know the potential that they've also performed at in the last 2 years. Maybe not in the last season, but in the 2 years before that. So look.
Well, you look at some of the players we've sold in the past, like Isaac Vassell, it just didn't work out for him at Birmingham when we sold him.
Yeah. I was gutted when he went as well.
Yeah.
Another one.
Even like Jack Marriott probably had his best days
Us and Peterborough.
Then after that, obviously he's better there now, but there's a few out there that you look at and have gone, you know what?
And Norrington Davis, I just want to say, wasn't that funny? Anyway, there we go.
Did he get loads of abuse today?
Oh, he got booed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He went up to the crowd in the Kenny and he started like sort of smirking and giving all that, sort of laughing at him and whatever else. I think at one point James Bree went to try and break his leg as well. And a nice firm tackle.
I think I saw that.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you what, if he'd landed that one in properly, I think I would have stood there and cheered.
Yes.
A couple of Instagram questions before we leave then today. LTFC Will says, what is our best defence when they are all fit?
Oh, Sonny.
Kyoso, Sonny.
See, I don't.
Bell.
People are not rating Bree at the moment. I think he's done all right. I'm liking Bree so far. Obviously, I like Kyoso, Bree, whatever, but I think...
Look, I'm happy with Kyoso or Bree, to be honest. I think I'd rather just get Kyoso win and start.
I think Bell needs to start. I think we need Bradley back. I think Lockyer. I think Osho needs to play a holding... I think Osho needs to play a holding midfield role. And can I just say, Reece Burt the other day was absolutely fantastic.
Wait. Alex_Harley14 says, thoughts on the impact Burke had?
Wow.
Well, there you go.
Wow. Just literally, wow. That's the one word for it.
Callum LTFC says, have we seen the last of Elliot Lee? Yeah. Obviously now he's on loan on Charlton, but probably that's it.
Yeah, you might see him in a couple of pre-seasons and when we start to offload about 6 players again in that area, but to cover him. But no, his days are numbered. I think we all thought this maybe a year ago. When he moved to, I think even the start of the season last season, we all sat there.
I think it's quite funny also that Charlton, fans are moaning about taking yet another player from Luton. Yeah, it's quite funny.
It's great, isn't it?
Hashtag teams like Luton, but
how the mighty are fallen, eh?
Well, let's just
so-called mighty.
And just on Elliot Lee though, it's just one of them ones again where look, he's been brilliant for us, and he'll go down in history as part of that. Back to back promotion winning teams.
He's done well, but the only, and I put this out every time, the only people totally loyal to the football club are us fans. And if they get, it's their job.
That's not about being loyal. It's just
no, but it's their job, and their job
he's
comes
helped
to move
us
on.
Grow,
and he's moved on,
and it's got to that stage now where
we don't need him anymore.
That we're trying to carry on growing, and it's just unfortunate that.
Yeah.
And all we would say to Elliot Lee is, thank you very much, Elliot. You've done a grand job for us over the last.
There's not many players that leave after they played. Not many. There's some, but not many that leave, and you go, well, hated them, never wanted them back again. You just wish them well.
Yeah, of course.
There's a couple that you might think differently about.
Mate, Pearson's called again in the weekend.
Yeah, I know. All that you used to hate him, Gregory. So all of a sudden,
what was their score?
They won 4-0.
They won 4-0.
Yeah. That's what. Well, obviously, back onto the Elliot Lee for a second as well. Like I said, obviously, with all due respect to him, I don't think he's good enough for our level anymore. I know I might have criticised him in the past. Said he's a greedy bastard. He don't like to pass the ball, but look, he's a football player at the end of the day. You get them type of players, but many. Let me spit it out. Jesus Christ.
He did good for us, though, didn't he?
Many thanks for what you've done, and it's time to move on now, boy.
Yeah, he gave us some real special moments, so that's great. Yeah, good luck.
I hope you don't score too many goals for Chunks. I'm not massive fans of them either. But look,
do you know what? I think you're like me. We're not massive fans of any other club, are we?
Nah, not really.
No,
it's a cat ball, but no. Cool. But no, before we go, I see something on Twitter the other day. I just got to say this right now. Right?
Go on,
he said at the beginning of the podcast, right? Teams like Luton and whatever else.
Yeah.
Sheffield United fans the other day. Jesus Christ. Oh, we come to Luton, didn't know it was a real place. You seen the video?
Oh yeah, we're standing standing outside.
Come on, yeah. What do you think? You like? I see. I don't know who it was. I can't remember. It was
content, isn't it?
No, I know, but come on, man. Like,
are they up against us in the Football Content Awards? Because if they are, keep voting for us, please.
Yeah.
I was going to say before we go, thank you to everyone who has been voting us on the Football Content Awards for Best Podcast. We still need your help. If you haven't done it yet, we'd love you to head over to our Twitter page and click one of the links producer Jacob's linked on our social media pages and vote for us. And I think if you have already voted, I think you can vote again. If you go on the website, you can vote twice. So if you could go on and help us win Best Podcast at the Football Content Awards, that would be much appreciated. And then we're going to do a drunk cast. We've said it.
Yeah, but I've stopped drinking.
Brilliant.
Should we say if we get
Dave,
top 3?
On,
no, you've stopped drinking.
I've stopped drinking.
Come on, and we'll help Dave drink again, everyone.
If we, do you know what? I'll come out of drink retirement if that happens.
There we go. Football Content Awards. If you can go vote for us, Best Podcast, that'd be very much appreciated.
I'm missing it so much.
That's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for watching on YouTube. And look, YouTube, by the way, I went through so much effort to make sure the video didn't die today. So
I nearly did a job for once. Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
For that reason, I want to like on the video. Thank you.
I nearly died at the beginning.
Yeah, well, you're right, Dave. Yeah.
And for those listening,
stop smoking the ganja, man.
Go watch us on YouTube. All right. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. We're not going to be here next week because it's International Weekend, so we're going to have a week off, and we'll be back the following week. I think it's Blackburn away next.
Right.
Tough game. So cool. We'll see you then. Discuss all that game.
Brilliant.
Enjoy.
Let's hope we get to it as well.
Enjoy the next couple of weeks. We'll see you soon.
All right, stuff. Cheers.